Welcome to This But That, a YouTube channel for movie lovers by movie lovers. Today I'm joined with everyone's favourite Doctor Who Chris Chibnall era loving reviewer, Harry's Haunted House.
Hello.
And we're going to be looking at each other's letterbox film profiles for the first time.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've literally just opened up Letterboxd because I use IMDb like I don't know, like a fundamental Christian reads the Bible. Like IMDb is my Bible.
As you can see, my recent activity is different standards of film here. So you've got Alfred Hitchcock's Rope and Smosh the movie. So you've kind of got opposite ends of quality. So you've got the masterpiece Smosh the movie and the pretty good Alfred Hitchcock, The Rope.
I haven't seen either of them, man.
Oh, The Rope is like... So it's a 1948 movie and it's rather short. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. It's one of Alfred Hitchcock's shortest movies. And it's about two dudes where they kill a guy called David and they bury him in like this cabinet box thing that they have in their apartment. And the really morbid part is they invite the dude's family over for like a party, and they serve dinner on the like cupboard where the body's inside of it. And they've just got stuff like they've got like the food and everything and like nice candles and stuff over the top of this cupboard with a dead guy inside of it. And it's really morbid, but it's like really gripping because you've got their maid, and the maid's like, they don't even notice, is taking stuff off and going like, oh, I'm just getting the books from outside of the cupboard, or putting books inside the cupboard. And they rush over and they're like, no, don't open the cupboard. And even the better part is it's all shot in one take, like a play. But it's 1948, so Alfred Hitchcock didn't have cameras where they could literally film it all in one take. He had 10 minutes of film at a time, and he would have to cut and then start again. But like he'll do these cool techniques where he'll go over someone's shoulder with the camera and then cut and then just continue over the shoulder, so it still looks like it's one take.
Oh, that's fascinating. So it's
That's
like Birdman, but 1948.
Yeah, it's really morbid. I don't know if you've heard of James Stewart. He's been in a couple others.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolute legend.
He's fantastic. He's in that as well. He's one of the party guests. So I won't spoil anything else, but that's the basic plot line of the film.
That sounds crazy. I can't wait to watch it. I've got. I think it's probably in my watch list. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
maybe it might not be on YouTube now I mention it, but I didn't watch it on YouTube. I got this like 14 disc box set with 14 of his movies inside of it. It was just on there, and I just popped it on one morning, just like thinking, oh, this should be alright, and it was just really gripping. The acting.
I think they've.
Really good.
Oh no, it is on here.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. It's on there, but it's got Arabic subtitles on it.
It makes the experience.
I could watch it, but I think I'll probably get a nice version of it.
Yeah,
somewhere else.
A better version. They would
like maybe a 14-disc collection.
Yeah, the 14-disc collection obviously includes like the classics: Psycho, Rear Window, Vertigo, etc. But this one was just kind of.
I've seen all those three. Yeah.
Yeah, this one was just kind of like. Just something weird that Hitchcock made. I wasn't even aware of its existence. So, I don't know, it was cool.
I've definitely heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
It's good. Alright.
I'd be able to tell you if it was in my watch list, if I could fucking put my watch list onto here. This is probably my first day on Letterboxd, so this is all a bit new to me.
He's a Letterboxd veteran, guys. He's a Letterboxd veteran. He loves this site.
I'm trying to get accustomed to this star rating thing instead of out of 10. And so I'm basically just having to times all of the stars by 2 every time I see them, so I can contextualize all these star ratings. And it's kind of stupid because what's the point in having half a star as a rating if you might as well just have it out of 10? Like, I don't understand.
I know. It's probably my only thing that I really dislike about the site, but overall I think it's a pretty cool site that I just use to find new movies to watch, and also just I like some of the reviews.
Well, I've already gone on to the top films list on Letterboxd and seen a whole bunch I've never seen before, so I'll definitely check those out as well.
Is there like a top 250 like IMDb?
I think there is. Yeah, narrative feature films.
Oh, here, okay. Top 250 narrative
Parasite is
feature.
number one at the moment. It's
Damn.
ahead of The Godfather.
I've never seen The Godfather parts 1 or 2, and I've never seen Parasite because I don't think it's come to Australia yet.
Yeah,
Only
I've got to
Melbourne
wait a couple
cinemas.
more weeks to see it over
Yeah,
here.
I intend to watch it though because it's been getting such a good buzz. I have seen out of this list 12 Angry Men. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
a classic. It's genuinely one of the best movies ever made.
yeah. I need to show my fiance that movie because I was like, you haven't watched 12 Angry Men? Like, come on, we've got to watch this. It's like a classic, classic, classic,
Like
classic.
it's from 1957. If anyone's listening to this and they don't know what 12 Angry Men is about, I'll just read the letterbox summary.
It's not a gay porn movie, I promise.
Damn, I literally never thought of that. Damn, you ruined
It
the
is.
title.
They didn't. I don't know if they had gay porn in the 50s, did they?
No,
Sorry, I'm now going on to a tangent. That's
it was humanity. They probably did, to be honest. Oh, next Doc 2 episode, Chips, get on it. You go back in time with Graham, and Graham could find out whether they had gay porn in the 50s. I reckon it'll be a gripping watch.
yes.
Be really fun.
Still be more interesting than any other episodes have come up with so far. So, yeah, this whole list, I don't know if it's based on user ratings or what, but there's a movie on here that I've been meaning to watch for ages, and I think it's supposed to be like 8 hours long or something.
8 hours long.
Yeah,
Damn.
there's a movie. The movie is called Satan Tango, and it's by Bela Tar, and he's like, I think he's a Hungarian director who I studied when I was at uni, and the length of the movie's not on this page. Where is it? Ah, so I was.
Um, it's like it's in minutes, so it's like underneath the cast list. It should say the minutes, and then it lists more
There it
details
is,
on IMDb and stuff.
432 minutes. That's how long this movie is. I watched another film by the same director called The Turin Horse, and it's bleak as fuck. Like, it's literally like 2 hours of these really poor farmers. They barely speak to each other, and it's really long, but it's really like just, I don't know what the word is apart from bleak.
Well, speaking about bleak as fuck, how many Netflix original films have you seen?
Not that many, to be honest, because I've not been too keen on the originals. I mean, if you brought me, just quiz me on any title, and I'll be able to tell you if I've seen it or
All
not.
right. So you got the Noah Centino classics. See, let me have a look. Kissing Booth. I don't know if he's in that one. But,
Oh my
you've seen-
god, I've joked about that one. I've got a few. That's a great movie for some screenshots, right? Because I've got a few of the main actress like taking shots at a party, and some of her facial expressions are absolutely priceless. I'll show you them later, but I haven't actually seen it start to finish. I did watch Marriage Story though.
All right. So we've gone from the standard of Kissing Booth to Marriage Story. So
Quite a jump,
Kissing
yeah.
Booth is a dumpster fire, but it doesn't have Benny in it, so it's not redeemable. Benny's a character from Doctor Who, so it's not redeemable. Anyway, Marriage Story, great movie. I have actually done a little like written review on Marriage Story because it was the buzz back in a couple of weeks ago. I was about to say
Yeah.
back in January, then I realised we're still in January. I really like the performances. I've always thought that Adam Driver is just such a good actor. Like he's very gripping, and then his performance, particularly in the scene where he's like really losing it and he's punching the wall, is just mind blowing.
Yeah.
Good. It's it,
I,
it didn't even
he's
feel like
so
acting.
good.
Like
Yeah,
it felt
I
like
think.
I was invading someone's privacy and watching a real fight happen because that's how
Yeah.
realistic the acting felt in that scene. It's such a good
Yeah.
movie. Arguably the best Netflix original ever made.
Think yeah, the I haven't I was gonna say I watched it and absolutely loved it. I don't know what reason I gave it a 9 instead of a 10, but I think Scarlett Johansson for me just completely, she's like a tidal wave of emotions in that movie. There's a bit when she's talking to her lawyer for the first time, and it's the way she just breaks down, and the shot just lingers on her for so long, and you just feel so kind of awful for what they're going through. But most of the details of like why they kind of divorced are left really quite kind of ambiguous, which I really liked as well. They didn't linger on the arguments and stuff. They just have so much kind of I can't believe we're going to break apart for the rest of our lives, even though we said we're going to be together for the rest of our lives. That whole premise just, it's like a giant black cloud over the whole thing. And then you've got the awful lawyers as well, like just completely tearing their lives apart financially. But to what end?
Scarlett Johansson's lawyer, I believe she got nominated for an Oscar for her role in the film.
Oh, Laura Dern.
Yeah, she got nominated for an Oscar for that film because she was really good in it as well. And I don't remember Charlie's lawyer's name in the film, but yeah, the lawyers are very cutthroat. They're very aggressive towards each other. And then the funny part of the movie is when they're outside the courtroom and they just speak to each other, like jokingly. And then they get in the courtroom and they scream at each other and they just leave. And it's like, damn, wow, this really happens. This kind of stuff really happens. It's a really good movie. If anyone hasn't seen it,
I'll definitely watch it if you haven't seen it already.
Speaking about Adam Driver films, What If, which is a rom-com from 2014, and it's about two characters, Chandra and I can't remember the guy's name, but he's played by Daniel Radcliffe, and they start off as friends. No. It's not actually that bad. It's alright.
Okay.
Alright, it's got Adam Driver in it, and Adam Driver says my favourite line, I just had sex, and now I'm about to have nachos. This is the greatest moment of my life. And I just thought, that is such a well-written line. I'm going to quote it all the time. I'll send it to you after the podcast, and I'll just put it on screen.
Oh my god,
now, or
this
I might
looks
have already
like garbage.
And if anyone would like an audio version of the previous line, here it is.
I just had sex. I'm about to eat nachos. It's the greatest moment of my life.
It's give it a chance. I mean, it's no Satengo where it's 7 hours and 30 minutes, but it's all right. Like, it's nothing great, but it entertained me for like 2 hours. And really, my standards for rom-coms after experiencing some of the Netflix ones are extremely low. So if it just entertains me and doesn't infuriate me, then it's all right.
This is exactly the relationship I'm having with Star Wars Clone Wars right now, because I'm watching it from the very start, because I know that there are new episodes coming out next month. So I've been basically binging that. And some of the episodes are so forgettable, but at the same time, like, I was watching it with my mate, and he said he was the one who advised to kind of skip over the first series. He agreed with the video. I don't know what the YouTuber was. Yeah,
it's great.
That's
YouTuber.
the one. He so I watched that video as well, but he basically said, like, are you sure you want to watch all of them? And I said, no, I'm insisting I will watch every single episode. And it's hilarious. It was great because this was at the point when Orphan 55 had just come out, and we were sitting down and watching this episode of Clone Wars, and he was like, seriously, we can just skip over this one. I was like, no. And I was laughing through it. I was like, this is entertainment. This makes everything I've just watched as, like, as a first time 0 out of 10.
Is that the first time? Because I've been watching the channel for 6 years, and I feel like I don't think anything else got a 0.
No. Everything else has been a 1 out of 10 or above.
Wow. Chibbers, you did it. You broke the record. You got an award. This is probably the only award you're actually going to win for the series. So
a Raspberry Award.
0 out of 10, yeah.
Or is it a Razzie? I called it a Raspberry Award, and I think someone picked up on it in the comments.
What episode are you up to on the Clone Wars, though?
I watched an episode last night where Count Dooku got captured by a bunch of mercenaries, and then Anakin and Obi-Wan basically kind of go in and try and save him. It was a very, very forgettable episode.
Not as memorable as the Jar Jar episodes, yeah. I agree.
Well, they do
Okay.
stick out, unfortunately, but that's just because the CGI has dated so badly in those episodes. I think he's like swimming around for half the fucking time, and it just looks awful. Some of the space scenes I can forgive, like some of them look absolutely awesome, but yeah, when characters come along, it's a little bit kind of shuddery. I'm trying to put that kind of past me because some of the dialogue is absolutely amazing. Like when the droids and clones talk to each other, I have the time of my fucking life. They had a whole episode dedicated to the clones as well, and it was awesome. And I can't wait because, like I say, I'm probably only about halfway through the first series, but everyone keeps telling me it gets better from here, so I look forward to it getting better from here.
Yeah, season 1 is easily the worst. Not, I don't mind season 1, mostly because of nostalgia, because I watched it like basically when it came out. Damn, like 11 years ago now. But if infinitely the series gets more mature and better as it goes along. I reckon season 3 is really where it starts kicking off.
Okay. I look
But I
forward
won't
to it.
spoil anything. Anyway, back to films. I did watch Escape Room last night. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh no,
Well,
is this the 2019 one?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
January
okay.
film.
No, I
But-
haven't seen that.
On the standards of January films, it was alright. There've been a lot of shit January movies this year, though.
Well, I'm getting very picky about what the movies I go and see now are. So, the only movie I went out of my way to go and see is Jojo Rabbit, which a review will be coming out,
Oh,
I don't know,
get hyped,
soon.
guys. Might already be out by the time this is out. Doubt it.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not. It's a very casual essay. I'm not doing any kind of big work on it, and like Doctor Who's out tomorrow, so I probably won't be. I'll get something ready. Maybe
Well,
like a script to record.
Judging
when
on the quality of Doctor Who's episode tomorrow, you may not be reviewing it anymore. So,
Well, we'll see. Because I mean, if it can get worse than Orphan 55, I might stick it out because I just love what do you call it?
So
A
Bad
piece of
It's
media. Yeah, so bad it's good.
The
kind
Room
of movie.
that is the ultimate so bad it's good film. I quote it on a daily basis just because of how great it is.
Escape Room though, I have not seen. Is it good?
I hate the ending, so already that makes me want to go like I don't recommend it because it's complete sequel bait and there'll be a second one. So it ends on a massive cliffhanger, and they definitely made back more than their money's worth. Like I'm talking budget 9 million, box office 160. So they made back their money so much they're going to make a second one. And
Okay.
overall, I was thinking, this isn't half bad. This is like, I like the creativity behind some of these escape rooms. There's like a room where everything's upside down. It's like a snowy room. And the puzzles are like, they're a bit ridiculous sometimes. But sometimes they're like really well thought out. But just, I couldn't get past the ending. It just
Okay.
pissed me off. I was sitting there at the end and I was going, it was alright. But the ending is really what sticks out in my mind the most as being
Well,
something that I just really don't like.
I haven't got any real incentive to watch it, but I mean, I've done an escape room like IRL in London. It's so much fun, and I actually went along to one. It wasn't I didn't book it myself or anything. There was this like a book launch event, and someone like I don't know what you would call them, like a influencer agency kind of individual was like, oh, we're going to give you a VIP invite to this book launch event at an escape room near King's Cross Station. And me and my fiance showed up, and it was just so much fun. We got a free book out of it as well, and but the actual thing itself, we were with 4 total strangers as well, so there was a lot of kind of instantaneous trust that you kind of had to put into these people. But some of it was just so much fun. Yeah, I would highly recommend doing an escape room if anybody wants to go and do it. I'd give a shout out, but I think you've probably got a lot of Australian listeners that are probably halfway across the world and won't be going to King's Cross Station anytime soon.
Well, there might be some people on the Discord server listening as well, but whenever I go to my local, I don't know if you ever heard of the cinema chain Hoyts.
No, I haven't. We've got it all different, and from one end of the earth
It's
to
like
the other. I think.
AMC in America and that kind of stuff. But Hoyt's is the cinema chain in Australia, and they keep on advertising. Particularly before I went to see Knives Out, they were advertising escape rooms, and I'm always thinking about doing one. In this escape room 2019, significantly more brutal. They set a room on fire. They trap some. They trap one of the characters underneath ice, and he like just drowns to death.
Wait, sorry, this is the movie you're talking about now, not
Yeah.
the escape rooms that are
not the
advertised in
escape-
Australia. Because, like, when you said a whole room catches fire, I was like, Jesus Christ, you must pay a bloody premium for that.
Yeah, and then you
Oh,
get to
so-
die.
I'll just say a quick shout out to Escape Room, King's Cross. It's Clue Quest. There we go.
This video was sponsored by
Clue Quest.
Clue Quest. Stick around to the end of the video for more information on Raid's Shadow Legends.
Oh, you had to bring that up, didn't you?
Didn't you get a sponsorship?
I did. For the Blink
Oh,
video.
You know what? I'm so proud of you. Because everybody that I know, Raid Shadow Legends, Raid Shadow Legends, Raid Shadow Legends, every single person I watch, it's just always, this video is sponsored by Raid's Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends, if you're listening, you can sponsor my channel. You can get a whole, like, two Australians playing the game. Trust me, I'll get a couple of my friends to play it.
I got so much hate in that video, man. Not like genuine hate, but like I think because
It's a job. Like, it's...
yeah,
well,
yeah. I've got to
I don't
have
know
some
if you-
kind of, what would you call it, income. You know, that's the first and foremost to making the channel
Especially
profitable.
with the BBC being the ones overlooking copyright restraints and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
man, I get it. Like, when I used to actually make video reviews, even the slightest piece of audio or video, BBC, blocked. Like, it wouldn't even matter what you'd be doing here. Chibnall, he'd come right over to YouTube, he'd be like, I gave my episode 2 out of 10, he'd be like, block. You block your videos.
Well, I'm very fortunate since I've been doing stills. They haven't given me a single copyright claim, so I'm happy. I think it's more that YouTube's algorithms are just so like inaccurate in their assessments.
Do you want me to explain the story? I don't know if I ever told you the story about Drumline.
Yes,
I
yeah,
might
I
have-
seem to remember you telling me about that. Yeah.
Well, if anyone doesn't know,
classic,
I
yeah.
uploaded 4 parts of like a video review series on Drumline, and to be fair, it did feature a heavy amount of like video from the film. All 4 parts got blocked worldwide, so I uploaded the entire movie, unedited.
I
And
remember.
it's
I
still
remember.
up there today. I don't know why. It just is. It's still up. No, it's not been blocked or anything. And it's got like 50k views. I don't know.
What?
It's still up.
Are you monetizing that shit?
I'm pretty sure it's like not monetizable because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. Because they put that new system in. So like, if you guys want me to monetize Drumline 2, subscribe to my YouTube channel. What's it called? YouTube is broken / Drumline 2 is the best movie on planet Earth. It's the YouTube channel. Go sub. It's still up. I don't know why. It just is. Let me look up Drumline 2.
You should upload a copy of Orphan 55. See what happens.
No, Chibnall would kill me. He'll be very happy. Oh, yeah, here it is. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. 57k views.
Oh
The
my
video
god.
link. And then I asked in the comment section, does anyone want me to post Drumline 1? And then someone's like, I'm afraid if I say yes, my channel will get taken down as well. I just respond back, good. I just take the piss in the comment section. And it's like, thanks for posting. I love this movie. Why?
Oh Christ.
I just respond back. Why do you like this movie? But yeah, anyway. That's just an example to show you how broken YouTube's copyright system is.
Yeah.
Anyone listening.
Yeah. Where were we? We went on a right tangent there. Doing Escape Room. That was where
Yeah, Escape
Netflix
Room.
originals.
Well, I'm gonna head over to your Letterboxd film profile and have a look what you've seen. Because Harry told me before we started that this film profile had kind of started when he was in year 8 in high school.
It's been around for a good 12 years, like accumulating ratings and watch lists. So I got them all transferred over from IMDb. I haven't been on Letterboxd for that
Star
long.
Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, 5 out of 10. You didn't hate it.
No, it's serviceable. I was far more entertained by it than The Last Jedi.
Or King of Comedy, yeah, it's great. It's a great movie.
Oh, yes.
Toy Story 4, yeah, three stars. It's alright. It's about what I
It
was
is
doing.
alright.
Oh, The
compared to-
Irishman.
to-
The Irishman,
yeah.
3 stars. That's a
Yeah,
hot
yeah.
take. That's a hot
I
take.
know. I
3
wasn't
stars,
too keen on
one
it.
for each hour. That's
Yeah.
what you go to. It should be half star. 'Cause it's like 3 hours and a half. I just don't want to watch it. I'm sorry, but like I like Martin Scorsese's other movies, but 3 hours and a half. I'm just sitting here like, if you're not Endgame, then I'm just not gonna watch you. If you're like 3 hours and a half, it's too much for me at least. I got an hour in and I was like, it's alright.
I could have spent that time watching The Godfather.
I've never seen The Godfather, so
Well, there we go. Watch that instead.
oh, okay. I probably will, to be honest. Chernobyl, yeah, 5 stars. Haven't seen that yet. Endgame, 3.5 stars. I'm just picking films that I've actually seen.
I rated Avengers Endgame higher than The Irishman. I think sometimes my numerical assessments are not really kind of, I don't know, it's hard to kind of make one comparison to another just based on the number I gave it out of 10. So something like The Irishman is going to have qualities that Avengers Endgame doesn't have, and vice versa. So I could say that I only slightly, like, if I had the choice to pick out of the two, I would pick Avengers Endgame. But there are still qualities in both that, you know, just saying 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 aren't really going to give you the full breadth of opinion that, I don't know, I probably should be giving. But these are just numbers, just so that people don't get too riled up at the idea that I rated Avengers Endgame higher than The Irishman.
Ant-Man, 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
You really
Yeah,
like
it's the best
Ant-Man?
Marvel movie, yeah.
Whoa! So that's probably the hottest take so far.
Whereas Ant-Man and the Wasp is like the most forgettable one of the whole bunch as well.
Yeah.
It was really sad.
You're probably really hyped to go see it. You're like, oh, I can't wait for this movie. And then you walked in and you're like, oh, that sucked. Ant-Man and the Wasp is not my least favorite Marvel movie. Thor: The Dark World. Without question, without doubt.
Yeah.
My least
I
favorite.
think that's unanimous, isn't it?
Like, you've got these people going, Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, serviceable, bit dull, not terrible. It's just, eh. But For the Dark World, oh god, that one's a chore to watch. See, I actually hadn't watched any Marvel movies before February of 2019. I'd actually not seen any of them. And I just went, okay, so I watched all of them before Endgame because I got invited with my friends to go see Endgame. And so I sat down and I watched all of them in a row. And then I went and saw Captain Marvel when it came out. And I just remember, like Doctor Who Series 11, the quality of these films were, like, really inconsistent with each other. Like, I really like the first Iron Man. I hate Iron Man 2 and 3. They're just so boring. Specifically the second one. It juggles too much. And then
Yeah.
I just feel like Marvel movies for me are really entertaining films. And some of them I really love, like Civil War I really like. But overall, they're very forgettable. And I feel like I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying that.
Well, it's just because their whole marketing strategy was this 10-year build-up towards Infinity War and Endgame. And they can afford to make forgettable movies and still make millions and millions of dollars. So they don't really have to put in that much work as long as they pump out. It's the quantity over quality thing again that just that has come about with the internet, I think. But at least I'll say at least the end of the climax was worth watching, because even though you sit through all of the boring ones, you get a much better understanding of the later films as a result. So I don't regret watching all of them, and I'm kind of like you. I was a bit late to the game. Like, I caught up with all of them probably 2018, 2019, whenever I was working at the cinema part-time, so I could go and see them all for free. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, and now I've got absolutely no reason to go and see a Marvel movie ever again, so I probably won't.
It's fair. To me, the ultimate sign of like these movies, I wouldn't say need to end, but they need to be reinvigorated and something new needs to happen here, is they're making a Black Widow movie.
Oh, they're too late.
I would be fine with this. I have absolutely nothing against Black Widow or Scarlett Johansson if they made this movie prior to Endgame. But bruh, she's dead. She's dead. Like, we already know what happens to her. I don't want to watch a film where I already know the outcome of the character years later. It just feels worthless to me. But it would feel more emotionally significant to her character as a whole if this film was put out prior to Endgame and prior to her sacrifice and everything. But just, I don't know, not for me. I'm probably not going to go see that one, even though I've seen all the other Marvel movies. I'll just skip that one because I'm just
the only one I'll go back to the cinema to go and see is Into the Spider-Verse 2.
Oh, dude, Into the Spider. Chef's kiss. That's what I think of Into the Spider-Verse. If you see my Letterboxd film profile, see favorite films of all time, Spider-Verse is number 4 on my 4 favorite films of all time. I've seen it 7 times now. It never gets old. And I believe it's genuinely the greatest superhero movie of all time. Take that, Dark Knight. I don't care. I've activated a lot of angry people now, even though Dark Knight is amazing. But just, for me, Into the Spider-Verse is my favourite superhero movie of all time. It's easy to sit down and watch, because it's only about an hour and 46 minutes, whereas Dark Knight feels like a really big experience, because it's pretty long in length. It's like not 3 hours, but it's like 2 hours, 44 minutes, something like that. But Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, if I'm feeling bad, I just want to feel better after like a long day, Spider-Man and Spider-Verse is the perfect film for me. It's flawless. Yeah. I just love it.
I love it as well, man. I went and saw it in where was it? So we've in Leicester Square. They've kind of refurbished the Odeon cinema there, and they're like a chain in the UK, but they've got a really nice cinema there. It's proper posh because the Queen has visited there herself and sat in a specific booth or some nonsense like that. But I watched it there, and they've got this whole new Dolby sound system thing rigged up in there, and I never watched I never watch 3D movies. I literally will avoid them like the plague if I can. But this one specifically was in like IMAX, something like that. I don't know what it was specifically, but I went there to go and see it, and it was one of the best cinematic experiences I've ever had. And the 3D actually felt 3D. The every single beat that the film jumped off of didn't feel kind of predictable. It was just a really, really solid movie, and you could tell that a lot of people had put a lot of hard work into it as well.
Apart from Into the Spider-Verse, there's a couple other things on my favourite films list. Shawshank Redemption, Back to the Future, and The Empire Strikes Back. Those are the other 3 that I have currently put as my favourite films of all time list. So, what do you think is your favourite film of all time? If you had to pick, it's a big question. It's a loaded question. Maybe like a group of favorite films of all time.
Well, I literally the moment you said that, I went to my ratings on Letterboxd, and I have got so many 5-star movies that I've, like I say, rated over however many years. Where do I even start? Okay, so I'm on page 6, and there are still 10 out of 10 movies on here.
I'm looking through now.
I mean, you can kind of start with something like a Stanley Kubrick movie. I don't think I've found a movie of his that I have not given at least a 7 or an 8 out of 10, and that would be on a very, very bad day that I would have been watching that. But I can't remember it specifically. But all I can say is movies like Eyes Wide Shut, 2001: Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, Full Metal Jacket, just absolute classic movies. Doctor Strangelove, all of them I would say are in my favourite movies category, I suppose. But like I say, there are 6 by 3, so 18 times 6. There's at least 70 movies that I would consider pretty much perfect, put on at any time and really appreciate. Wait, what the hell is this? I don't remember watching this.
What movie?
Something called Mortuary? I've never watched this movie. What is this? Okay.
Oh,
no,
actually,
that's incorrect. Okay.
I'll let you about some bugs in the system. When you transport...
Oh my god. So, is this just movies? There are no TV
There's no
shows on this site.
TV shows on it. Well, there's Chernobyl.
Jesus
There's a couple
Christ.
other-
So it's transferred a 10 out of 10 rating of Black Mirror, but it's a movie, not the series. Oh my
Dude, you know how
god.
long it took me to iron out my profile for this video? I had to delete...
Spaced Invaders? What is this?
I had to delete 400 movies from my list. Overall. That, like...
Oh, I'm going to have to delete a
I
whole
know.
load.
There's so much I have to delete. In speaking about films that are good enough to write, like, written reviews about, those are I think I've written 13 reviews, but sometimes they're not, like, full reviews. Like,
Nice. I have to say that with this site, when you see the half symbol and nothing else, it's damning. Like, there's no stars here, it's just half.
Like, here's my review of Catwoman 2004. Benjamin Bratt plays a man called Tom Lone in Catwoman, which is a reference to Tom Cat. This movie is not very good. So that got a half star. Holmes and Watson, possibly humanity's worst achievement. Holmes and Watson.
Oh, that's quite recent, isn't it? Okay.
Dude, Orphan 55 level of quality right there. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and like there are actual film reviews where I've like written out full film reviews for each of them, and then there are ones where I've just taken the piss. Terminator Dark Fate, which is the first film that I reviewed on the site. If you click like see more, I really go into depth about why I hated that movie.
Oh my god!
I really, really, really hated it. Like beyond just regular disliking films, I hated it, but. It will be one of my least favorite films ever made, which is probably a shock to some people because it's considered not bad, like just average. But I hated it, like beyond.
Well, I've seen the first 2.
Stop, and never watch any more Terminator movies in your life. It ends there, okay? Never watch any more.
It hasn't ended. I've watched another one, the one with Christian Bale in.
Salvation?
Yeah.
That one's like...
I don't even remember it. I only remember Arnie being like this CG rendition, and it looked awful. But I can't remember it. It was years ago.
Terminator 2 is one of the greatest movies ever made. Terminator 1 is a really fun, whilst dated, enjoyable film classic.
I prefer the first one, man.
Oh, whoa!
Two's
So many hot takes
is
today.
Amazing, but it is a little bit too big for its own boots. But that's just because it's a sequel. Like, it has to outlive the first one. Like, that's just part of it. It's like a paradox.
But just for me, Terminator doesn't feel like a franchise that needs so many installments. It feels like a franchise that had Terminator 1 and 2, and then it's done. Doesn't need any more. But they just keep on making them, and they lost $100 and something million on the new one because it bombed in the box office.
Really?
No one went to see it, except me. Why did I go see this movie?
Were you alone?
No, my brother was like, "Oh, let's go see it," and I'm like, "Dude, Terminator sequel or Cats. Like, what have we got to pick here in January? And he's like,
I
Terminator
would have
Dark
picked
Fate.
fucking Cats, mate.
Well,
I hate Cats.
you've seen it.
Well,
You've seen them. You've seen Cats 2019.
I haven't seen Cats 2019. I'm aware of the actual musical, like like I've seen clips of the stage show, and that's it. I still would want to see that over Terminator Dark Fate, over old age Arnie. I don't know what's worse, CGI Arnie or old age Arnie. Probably CGI would be more preferable.
All right, so full breakdown for anyone that hasn't seen this movie. They kill off John Connor as a little kid in the opening 2 minutes of the film.
Wow.
And right then and there, I was like, I turned to my brother. I'm like,
Should we go and watch Cats?
should we go watch Cats? Like, I want to leave right now. I'd prefer watching almost anything else because John Connor to me is such an integral part of the Terminator storyline. You can't kill him. It's just not right to me, at least. And then from there, it's just a royal dumpster fire. And I've heard all these people going like, "Oh, feminism is what kills this movie." No, it isn't. It's just shit on its own, man. Like, there's no feminism lines here. You're overthinking each of these lines. It's just a pile of garbage on its own. Anyway, I'll leave it alone because you haven't seen it. But just, I heavily don't recommend watching it.
I've got no intention of watching another Terminator movie unless I'm revisiting the first one.
You can't give zeros. You can't even give, like, nothing.
I
have
can.
to give, like, a half star.
I can.
So. On the Harry's Haunted House channel, we give 0 out of 10 to the best Doctor Who episode yet. Orphan 55. My favourite Doctor Who episode.
I watched it. I watched it over 3 times.
You watched it 3 times?
Well, so I watched it the first time, like just as a first time reaction. I watched a second time to write the script up so that I didn't miss anything and that wasn't just tripping my tits off, that I was watching the worst episode ever. And then I had to... So the third watch is not a technical watch because it's just me going through it and taking the screenshots. So I do kind of half watch it, if that makes sense, because I'm kind of just picking nice stills to zoom in on.
On second watch, were you noting down every time she said Benny?
Yes.
On like the second watch? Oh yeah.
Had to be done.
Did you get monetization on like the little Benny clip that you put out? That was like 11k views.
Good question. So when I it was originally a Patreon exclusive clip, and I didn't get any issues with it then because I had about 3 or 4 views, because I think I uploaded the video about like a few hours later, like the whole review. But the video was still on YouTube, and I thought, okay, this would make a great little sub clip to just throw out there. But when I made it public, the monetization thing went yellow, and there was nothing I could do about it, and I was really confused and concerned that I was going to get monetized for a fucking 15-second clip that is clearly transformative, and I would have gone all hell on them if they didn't suddenly turn around and say, oh yeah, your video is being monetized, so it's all fine. And 12,000 people, 99.6% approval rating, like to dislike ratio. I reckon one person has disliked it.
Maybe Benny disliked it.
Well, Benny couldn't rate because he's dead.
Man, don't remind me. The saddest death in Doctor Who history.
Which one of you hurt my Benny? Classic. Absolute classic.
It reminded me of like, have you ever? I'm guessing you've seen Halloween.
We're talking the first 1979 one.
It reminded me of like a sequel to Halloween, that kind of acting level when she's speaking. I love the first Halloween. I've seen all 11.
Yeah. You've seen all of them. I'm gonna go and watch all of them myself, probably for October's video when there's no Doctor Who to review left, because by that point I reckon I'll have covered every single New Who story, and then I'll need something else to talk about.
You just listened to part 1 of This But That's podcast interview with Harry's Haunted House. Part 2 will be out shortly in the following week. If you want to make sure you can listen to it as soon as it drops, subscribe below and click the notification bell. Thank you for listening. See you next week.